Is it how you feel truly, or is because you feel as if you needed a break?
It would have been my hope that I would have been in a different position, my departure, to be leaving from one job to the next. Unfortunately, life has not dealt me with that particular card.
That's why we need more wine.
That's why we need more wine. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Vic Sani, and I'm not alone again today. I got my beautiful friend Mandisa. This is of course following the success and absolutely warm reception of the first installment to our video, Life After Retrenchment. And as the title suggests, again, we're continuing on this Life After Retrenchment, and now we're gonna need more wine. I got my beverage with me, not exactly wine, but in the weeks since filming the video, a lot of changes have occurred in my life personally, which has led us to having this session with you today.
Yes.
As it happens, I have been retrenched, and today we're going to be having the conversation about the situation.
Yes.
And in light of the moment, I'm going to be on the other side of the conversation. Last time I led the conversation, but today you're going to lead the conversation because you have the questions.
Yes.
You've been through this before.
Yes.
So you have experience of how one should feel perhaps.
Yes.
And we're going to be navigating how I feel and the game plan that I have for my life moving forward. So, shall we begin?
Yes, please. So yes, I firstly, as Vic has mentioned, would like to extend our gratitude for the positive comments that you guys have showed us on all his platforms. So I just want to know, on the day that the retrenchment meeting occurred with you and management, I just want to get an idea. What happened the day? Did you check in for work? Obviously, you're working from home now because of COVID. What happened?
Okay, so the meeting was scheduled to happen at 8:30 on Friday, which is 2 days ago, so this is still pretty fresh. So it was a normal day. Woke up, had my shower, and sat in the meeting and received the news. It was very brief because I was very well receiving of the news. And
well receiving.
Yeah, I took it really well. The meeting was very short and very brief. And the reason that I'm able to have this conversation with you now is because I feel I was prepared for the moment. And I think in us doing this video last week, the first installment of this video, it was great preparation for me in case this happened. So
is it how you feel truly, or is because you feel as if you needed a break from this company and you saw this coming? I'm asking this because if you remember from the last conversation we had last week, is when I had my retrenchment meeting with management, this is exactly how I felt. I felt as if I needed a break, I think this is, I should be on the next step in my career. But I just want to establish, are you truly feeling this way, being relieved, or is because there's a part of you that just don't want to give into weakness, shame, you're a bit bitter, but you're not really aware of that?
No. So I generally feel the way that I feel. I generally feel positive about this. It just so happens that my line manager was actually here today.
Oh.
Yeah, my line manager was here today to deliver a gift.
As part of a company?
No, in a personal approach, because that is just how we are. We very well, the team and I, we get along. So in this moment, I feel positive and a bit ecstatic for whatever is planned for me by the universe coming in the future. So, yeah, I'm okay. I'm not trying to be strong, and I think low key perhaps there might have been a certain feeling of me that was feeling, since we had this conversation with you last week saying that we have to be positive, we have to be strong. There probably should be an obligation that, well, you said it, so live it. But I genuinely feel the way that I do. I feel content. I'm at peace with everything happening.
Okay. So I just remember something that I think I had a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I mentioned this last week. I had a conversation with one of my close colleagues at my previous company that retrenched me. And I think 4 months before I got retrenched, I kept on saying to her that I want to resign, and I think this job is getting a bit redundant for me.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not sure if that was the truth or because I just felt as if their job was really redundant, right? And this is something that you have echoed for a very long time now, since last year, if I remember.
Yeah.
So but then the unfortunate part is that even though I saw the job, you know, becoming redundant, did I really take active steps for the next step in my life career-wise? So if you, from last year, you had said that this job, you know, it has reached its stage for you in your life. What active steps career-wise have you taken? Now, this thing has happened. You know, we can't say, you know what, give me a month more to work for the company, have an additional salary. This is the situation right now. Potentially, you might be broke. Potentially, you might not. But then, going forward, what is the plan? You know, what foundations have you actually laid for yourself? Because now we can't, you know, undo the retrenchment that has happened.
No. Well, obviously that's a very important question. How does one move from here? It would have been my hope that I would have been in a different position, my departure, to be leaving from one job to the next. Unfortunately, life has not dealt me with that particular card.
That's why we need more wine.
That's why we need more wine. So I was laughing about it because the situation is kind of like, you know, when you're in a relationship with somebody and then you want to break up, and then they break up with you first. It's like, hold up. I want it out.
Yeah.
And it's not even in a negative light, because obviously I have my colleagues watching this. I have wanted to step up in my career because I've been in the game for a bit. In the time this year, I have developed myself. I got a new certificate from UCT.
I'm
working on another one now to develop my analytical skills further. So I guess that's also what gives me a sense of calmness, knowing that I have years of experience and I have my qualifications, numerous qualifications, and very brilliant qualifications. So that's what gives me a sense of ease, knowing that I have laid the foundation for myself. The work that I have to do now is obviously continuing to put myself out there and making sure that in the time that I am granted, I utilize my skills and using this platform that I have now, which is my channel and my social media, to make sure that it works for me, not just as a means of entertainment, but it has to eventually be a means of me utilizing my talents to make money. So I am going to be working on this channel to make sure that I take it more seriously than I am now, and continuing to work on my certificates and definitely putting myself out there for more opportunities.
I like that you know, you might not necessarily have a full covered plan, but you have an idea of where you want to be. You know, one thing that we as individuals tend to forget is that once we say something, we create by speaking. So, you know, if you, or maybe in your case, if you have told me, you know what, I'm not really quite happy or content in this position that I'm in, and I want to move forward, that's already an indication to God that, you know what, I want to move into the next life in my life. And then, unfortunately, you think that you've got the timetable or the calendar when it pertains to your life, and then God takes over. So in this case, you told him, you told God, you told the universe, or whoever that you believe in, that, you know what, I want to move into the next level. And you have been granted that. It's unfortunate that that has been granted, you know, in the form of retrenchment, not you having to move from one job to the another. You know, so at this point you have begun the job searching process.
Of course, I mean, it never really ends, right? It's funny, I was thinking about this last night, that I wrote my resignation letter last year,
Yeah, one. So you've already put
I had laid the foundation to prepare myself
Yes.
to move forward. It's just, you know, life doesn't do you with the cards that you anticipate, but I was preparing myself for a move from this position. Of course, this is not about the company. It's about the position and where I was in that point, and now I am ready for elevation. I'm ready to be catapulted to greater heights, whether it is within the company or outside. I'm at peace.
Okay, so this company that you're still with, you know, obviously you're serving your notice. The previous company that you were with, that's where you and I met. We became very good friends.
Yeah.
And then we both resigned and we moved into different companies, right? And then that's where we both got retrenched, right? Because I think the pattern was quite... the pattern was quite, you know, quite similar. You know, you were happy at first and then you became unhappy. We left those companies, we joined new companies where we felt we had you know, our professional life was really going so well. And then in time we got unhappy, and then, you know, the pattern was quite similar again. So if now we move on to new companies, let's say you move to a new company, what certainties are there that you won't be unhappy again? What is it, to be honest, what is it
Gee, those interview says.
Yes. Because then I want us to not make the same mistake for 10 years, you know, and we always say, you know, corporate is cruel, corporate is not nice. Then what is it that needs to change from our side? Or it's like dating the same type of men, different men but the same type, and you know, you say, oh, I'm a daughter. I'm a daughter.
Meanwhile, you were making these choices.
Exactly. So moving forward, what is it that you would like to change should a very good job opportunity lands?
I'm actually glad that you bring this up, because I had this conversation with somebody yesterday, touching on what we spoke in our previous video about value and how you value yourself. I think it's so important that in the very beginning of a relationship with a company, with a hiring manager, with a person, friendship, whatever, you need to make sure that you set out exactly what you want and they set out exactly what they want, so that you are both able to meet each other on one page. I think the mistake that I know that I made, which is what I went on to vocalize in my now terminated position, I settled, you know how I settled for what was given. And
at the time it looked good.
At the time,
it was better.
It was better than where I was before.
Exactly.
So it was better than where I was before. So I settled and was content with what was given, because I was like, it's okay, we'll grow from here. It's a stepping phase, and I think that's a big mistake that we as young people tend to make, which is what I've learned. It's not ideal, because you will not be happy. So that's what will allow me to be happy in my next phase. Being able to state clearly what I want, what I need. And this is not just about money, right? It's not just about money, it's about everything. It's all encompassing. You have to ensure that what you expect will be met. You vocalize it, they will, and you ask the right questions about what it is that they deliver and what it is that they offer, to make sure that I'm entering into this knowing what it is that I'm committing to, so that my expectations are in line with reality.
I like that. I like that. You know, I'm asking this, and I think it's quite important, not just for you or for me, but I guess everyone who's trying to either climb the ladder or
just moving forward.
Moving forward. Because I remember when you joined this corporation, you were alive. I think you were quite happy. You know, you obviously the benefits were nice, and you were in a position where you could feel challenged. Everything was still new, and you had written several articles online
I did.
about how you are happy.
How excited I am!
I think the title was quite catchy. I think you were saying you are professionally happy.
I can't believe you remember those.
I did. You know, I used to read every article that you publish weekly, and I think this one was it caught my attention because I felt where it came from. You know, because I knew how miserable you were with the previous company where we were both working at. But you know, I want to emphasize, and I think I've been doing this for the past few days, you know, in our conversation, that don't take retrenchment lightly, because I think now you feel a bit of relief because you think, oh, anyway, and so when I package, you know, it's about right, more girls gonna get right. But what if, I'm not trying to be negative.
Of course, worst case scenario.
The worst case scenario. What if it happens that you don't get employed as soon as possible? You know, I was quite relieved when I got retrenched. I went on a shopping spree. I flew my whole family to Durban. I said, everyone, come. And I think I was in denial. And then in the process, I was quite reckless with money.
Yeah.
And then obviously, that's obviously one of the contributing factors of me having to be broke in the process. So in your case now, you know better because I've
you've gone through it.
And I keep on reminding you, you know, if you're gonna buy bread, eat the bread for the whole week. Eat one slice per day.
No, okay, so, but definitely, I have to be wise with money. I had a conversation with somebody else this morning. I was like, so what's gonna happen to your apartment? You're gonna move out?
Yes.
I guess.
Don't be afraid. Someone told me this.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to fall. Do not be afraid to fall.
I am somewhat prepared for the worst. Obviously, I have it in process because this is new. I'm actually a bit nervous as I'm having this conversation.
That's good.
The worst case scenario for me will be losing my home, losing my apartment. I had a conversation this morning with my family, and you know, I was reminded that no, it's okay. I have a home in Bloomberg, so it's just down the road.
Yes.
It would be unfortunate to having to get rid of my furniture.
But these are objects.
These are objects, but these are my things. I would hate losing that. You know, I'm a blonde person. Yes. I need to buy bleach every second week.
Buy the bulk.
I need to buy in bulk now. I need to go for laser to laser my face.
Yes.
So now I'm like, am I going to be able to afford these luxuries?
You will.
In the short term, I will.
I like you used that word. You said luxuries, not basic stuff.
Of course, no, these are luxuries. It's a luxury for me to look the way that I do.
Thank you.
But
they're not basic stuff.
But like you said, one should be prepared to fall in order to be able to be catapulted to greater heights.
Yes.
One will eventually fall, and the reason that I made this video is because I wanna live authentically, and I wouldn't want to be on this platform and pretend that everything is great. Everything is fine now, and I am genuinely okay.
That's good.
But you know, things might not be okay at some point. You know, I've shared myself very authentically in this video and on this platform. You know, I've taken you with me to my surgical wards. You have seen me lose tons of weight and and get back up. So I wanted you to walk with me on this journey. It will be quite unnerving, but I'm ecstatic, honestly. I'm genuinely ecstatic for what is coming up. I'm not really sure what is coming up, but I know the little game plan that I have is that I plan to...
That's sufficient.
I plan to continue to staying true to myself, continue upskilling myself, and continue to obviously put out into the universe all the talent that I have, and hopefully it will be well received. Yeah.
So you know that I pray for you. I think all the time, you know, and I pray for all our close friends, you know. And there's, for me, I think that's the most authentic gift I could give to a friend, more than money. You know, I'm not saying that I shouldn't give you money.
I don't want your money, girl. I got my money.
Okay, what if I say I'm going to play 2 kids?
We can talk about that.
Okay. So, you know, with retrenchment, you know, it would have been ideal if you had just the retrenchment issue to deal with, without getting into detail, you went through a personal ordeal, I think 3 days before the retrenchment. So I'm quite concerned because, you might find that the retrenchment as a gateway to rest, but now you have this pressing issue that needs to be dealt with,
Okay, so obviously without going into too much detail,
Please,
I did suffer a dramatic event this week. And I think a part of me feels that with everything happening with my career, my career is the least important thing for now, because I'm trying to focus on making sure that I'm mentally healthy and emotionally healthy.
Correct.
So I can deal with that. Because I think the career side of things is I've laid down the foundation.
Yes.
I know what I'm good at in that regard. Like I said, I have my years of experience, I have my qualifications, I have my networks. So that will work itself out how it should, with me obviously doing the work that I should accordingly. So the elements of me that have been affected by the trauma that occurred to me, that is being dealt with professionally and medically, which is why, even though we should be having more wine, I can't exactly have wine.
I'll have this glass.
Yeah, I have it on my behalf. I'll have my lemon water. But overall, I am okay.
Okay. I like what you said, pertaining to career-wise, you have networks. You're quite not comfortable, but you're quite certain that things are going away.
Yeah.
In life, then you wonder, why can't we have the same networks when it comes to emotional healing? Because when you said you want success, you want a holistic success.
Of course.
You don't want to have a thriving career, but now mentally, emotionally, you are broken. So I think that's what concerns me as a friend, that I really want you to have everything. I want you to heal, work-wise. I want you to heal as a human being, as a Victor, so that, when, you do enjoy the outcome of your hard work, you're at peace. Whether you're rich or broke, you're at peace.
Yeah.
Because mental being and emotional being, spiritual being, it's very important. It's what keeps you going when you have 10 rand in your account.
Yeah.
So that's all I wish for you, and
I think I'm prepared. I'm somewhat prepared, and obviously it's a journey that one should take one step at a time.
Precisely. I like that.
So just like you made a deal with God, as you said in your video, I have made a deal with God, that everything should work according to His plan.
Yes.
I need to do my part.
Yes.
So I just need to do my part, which is to make sure that I utilize all the skills that I have and all the resources that I have to make sure that I'm okay, and the rest He will deal with.
Yes.
That's honestly what gives me.
And I like that. The rest He will deal with.
Absolutely. Yes. So I'm honestly content knowing that everything is gonna work.
Yes.
As it should.
Yes.
So just like you had a place to go to when you lost your home and everything.
Yes.
I have a place to go to in case of emergency. If I lose my home,
yes.
It would be unfortunate, but I will be okay.
You will. You will.
So I just keep saying that to myself, that whatever happens, I will do well.
You will.
Because I remain qualified for opportunities within my profession, so I will be okay. I'm really not worried. I am at peace.
You're at peace. Yeah. And I think when you do fall apart, and you feel as if, let me fall apart, don't do that. Fall apart completely, so that I am able to pick you up as a friend, and all your family members, all your friends, don't give us half pain, because then we will give you half support.
I like that.
Yeah. So if you have to fall and be miserable and be depressed, just like any of you guys have gone through retrenchment, you really have to fall apart to build a new self for yourself. Because if then you want to carry on as if life is, it's the usual,
it's going to be problematic.
Very problematic.
I would like to, so just to reiterate,
yes,
all is well and everything will fall into place accordingly at the right time.
Yeah.
But it's very important that in this time that I have been granted,
Yes.
I ensure that I'm set on my goals, and I work on everything that I can work on, and then God and the universe will deal with everything that I'm unable to work on.
Yes, certainly. But one thing that I have to really, say that you have a very great work ethic, and I think you've always knew what you wanted, and I think getting emails and SMSs from you at 2 a.m. in the morning, it just goes to show that you live for what you do. And I think if you keep the same energy, the same belief, you will go forward.
Absolutely.
And I think when you run out of ideas or how to move forward in life, go back. I think we spoke about this the last time. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to basics. What is it that I wanted? And I think in your case, it's quite relevant for now to watch the video again. Watch the video again and again and again. And because then, you have to remind yourself, why did I start in this path? Because now I'm not saying that because I'm your friend, but I really think you will do good. I think you have it.
I got this.
You got this.
I got this.
You've always got it. You had a clear vision of what you want from this company, that company. I'm not sure if you remember, like you were quite stern. And I was like, hey, this guy means business.
And that needs to remain for me and for everybody. Obviously, everybody, if you're watching this video and you're going to go through an uncomfortable situation professionally, you need to remember your goals. Go back to your drawing board, which is what I need to do. If I get lost, go back to my drawing board and watch the first video over and over again.
And you also should watch the video.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need to make sure that I watch the video. So I'm going to wrap this up.
Yes.
I think this was a really helpful conversation.
Yeah.
Obviously very personal for me.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can be able to engage with it as well. Remember to hit like, remember to subscribe, and remember to share this video as much as you can. Remember to watch the first video if you missed it. Remember to share the first video if you missed it. Mandisa, thank you for joining me. And thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time. My name is Vic Aranzani. Goodbye for now.
Bye.